Good morning, DFC, and welcome back to another lesson in grade 12 entrepreneurship. Today, we're looking at business ethics and social responsibility. Specifically, our goal today is to learn about what ethics are, how they're related to business success, and their role in corporate social responsibility. If you're not sure of what the word ethics means, I have a definition right here. They are the moral principles that govern a person's behavior or conducting of an activity. That's the official definition. In other words, it's knowing the difference between right and wrong and doing what's right. So here's the word ethics, and these are all synonyms for the word ethics. So it's doing what is right and proper, not necessarily the difference between what is legal and illegal. It's doing what's right. For example, this is the example I give. It's not illegal to cheat on your spouse. Is it right? Not necessarily. Therefore, it's not. I wouldn't consider it to be ethical behavior, but it's not illegal behavior. Just I don't recommend doing it though, folks. All right, as usual, first steps first. Please watch this video in its entirety. And the next news of the day activity is just watch this brief video on YouTube about corporate social responsibility. It's 3 minutes long. And then we have some textbook reading. If you click here, boop. So please read these pages in their entirety. Probably the most unfamiliar term you may come across is this term called philanthropy. It's giving money, goods, or time to a charity or social cause. In other words, it's a fancy word for doing charity. There's more information about ethics and corporate social responsibility here. And that's all I want you to read today. Please do read this before answering the questions because you'll get a lot more ideas from the reading than just doing it on your own. So, is it important for businesses to be ethical? Be sure to explain your answer. What are some ethical considerations that online businesses should take? In other words, what should online businesses do to make sure they're acting properly with customers? Big thing that we talked about last activity on e-commerce security is keeping customer information safe, secure, and private. So you have to protect your customers' identity and information, and that's important to building trust with the customers. If customers do not trust you, they are not going to give you their money. And if you're not getting money, what's the point of having a business? So what other ethical considerations? So you want to also make sure that you're being honest and fair with product descriptions and what you are selling to the customers because they don't actually get to see it and hold it when they're buying online, not until they've actually bought the item and had it shipped to their place. What could be some consequences if businesses act unethically? So what could go wrong if a business decides to be unfair, to be sneaky, to be rude, or to be untrustworthy? What bad could happen? For example, you may make some money in the short term by acting unethically, by lying and deceiving, but eventually customers will catch on. And those customers, they could post reviews online, they could talk to their friends and family about how untrustworthy this business is. And therefore, in the long term, your business would actually fail and suffer because your reputation as being untrustworthy has gotten to be too bad. What are some examples of social responsibility and philanthropy? You can find some ideas here, but also in this website right here, you'll find some more examples. In your opinion, is it wrong or unethical for a business to make a profit? Be sure to explain your answer. So give me one idea for your opinion and another idea for your explanation. Personally, I don't think it's wrong as long as the business is trustworthy and honest and is treating their customers and employees fairly. There's nothing criminal about a for-profit business. That's how 90% of businesses are, and about 10% are nonprofit. That's what question number 6 deals with. Why do you think nonprofit businesses exist? So you can find the answers in the reading, but long story short, nonprofit businesses exist because their goal is not necessarily to earn a profit. Their goal, this is an example of a nonprofit business, their goal is to solve a social problem or right a wrong. Now, that doesn't mean a nonprofit business can earn profit. It just means that any profits that the business does make goes to their cause and not necessarily to the owners of the business itself. So please read this case study here on Schick Foundation of an example of corporate social responsibility in a nonprofit business. And if you noticed, I even cleaned up all my browser tabs. Ta-da! All right, where was I? So how can a business benefit from practicing corporate social responsibility or philanthropy? Well, not only does a business work towards solving a social problem, it helps develop customer trust, improve a brand's reputation and image, which can then in turn lead to greater profits from having a better image. People are more willing to spend money with businesses they trust or perceive to be good. Now, Starbucks is a very large corporation known for its socially responsible practices. You can find out about these practices by clicking on this link here. I'd like you to read this page when it loads up, and then just give me 3 examples of socially responsible behavior that this business uses or performs. For example, don't worry about this top part, but right here, they have a first ever employer coalition to hire opportunity youth. You can read more about it here. So in other words, they prioritize hiring younger people, like teenagers. They're a leading employer of opportunity youth and refugees. So refugees are people who are forced to move from their home country and move to a different country, like America or Canada. So we're committed to rescuing 100% of available food for donation. So most restaurants and coffee shops and bakeries, at the end of the day, they dump out all their food. Food that isn't sold or isn't bought just gets thrown into the garbage can. Starbucks, they actually take all their unpurchased food and they give it to shelters and people in need. Our coffee is 99% ethically sourced, meaning that for the most part, not 100%, but very close, they buy their coffee beans from farmers that are known or companies that are known to be ethically treating their farmers. So you can read more about it here. So their farmers aren't being exploited by companies. Their farms aren't doing environmental damage to their surroundings. They're also eliminating plastic straws and invested $10 million in creating a recyclable cup. So you can read more about these socially responsible behaviors throughout. But just give me 4 ideas about socially responsible behavior. Number 9, what socially responsible behavior could you use for your business idea? And 10, can a business still be successful if it's spending its profits or operating costs on socially responsible behavior? Be sure to explain your answer. So just remember what I said about reputation. Remember, if people perceive a business as being good, they'll be more honest, more trustworthy, and ethical. They are more likely to spend money at that business than a business that they believe is corrupt, unethical, unfair, All right, and as usual, we have self-assessment. So we have our learning goal here. Now for each of the success criteria, put an X in either you have met or have not yet met. So for each of the success criteria, if you've met it, put an X here. And then for every X that you have in this column of have met, give yourself a mark. So if you have 4 X's, give yourself a mark of 4 out of 4. All right, folks. So that concludes today's lesson. As usual, if you have any questions or concerns, please visit me on Google Meet. I am there every morning. And if you have any questions, you can always email me as well. All right, folks. Have a great day. Bye.